We are back with another bite-sized revision session from the Level 2 Gym Instructor course, and we arrive at blood. How did we arrive here? Well, initially we were tracking the movement of air into our body. We said that air went to our nose and our mouth, through our pharynx first, then our larynx last, down through our trachea, into our bronchi, into our bronchioles, then our alveoli. So in our alveoli, in our lungs, we now have oxygen-rich air. Those alveoli were surrounded by that network of capillaries which contained oxygen-poor blood. So through that process of diffusion, that oxygen is now going to travel through the walls of the alveoli, through the walls of the capillary into the blood. And we said the opposing thing is going on in terms of carbon dioxide. The blood is carbon dioxide rich, the lungs are carbon dioxide poor. So the carbon dioxide is going to make its way from the blood into the lungs, ready to be breathed out. So we arrive in the blood, which is now full of oxygen. It is said to be oxygenated. So what are the components of blood that we need to know about on the Gym Instructor course? Number one, plasma. Plasma is just like the background liquid of blood. It is the liquid that everything else is floating around in. So there's other things that are going to be floating around in the plasma, electrolytes, proteins, those sorts of things, but we are predominantly interested in these three blood cells on the Level 2 Gym Instructor course. So number one, blood cell number one, white blood cells, otherwise known as leukocytes. So leukocytes are our bacteria fighting cells. They are the cells that are part of our immune system, and they're going to keep us healthy from anything we have been infected by. Now you'll notice that I've put Lucozade, the word Lucozade there. Now that's just to remind me, Lucozade, leukocytes. When I was a very little boy, and if I was ill, my mum would give me some Lucozade to make me feel better. So in my head, there's a nice little link between Lucozade, leukocytes, and the immune system. If that helps you, brilliant. If it doesn't, just blot that out from your memory. Okay, our next blood cell that we are interested in are platelets, otherwise known as thrombocytes. So platelets are our blood clotting cells. So if we were to nick a finger on something, damage our capillaries, it's going to be our platelets that are dashing over to patch up that little cut to prevent any significant blood loss. That's the job of platelets. They are otherwise known as thrombocytes. And then we get to our erythrocytes, or our red blood cells. Now, before we get to our red blood cells, if you have a little comedy story, a little anecdote that helps you remember erythrocytes or thrombocytes, please let me know, because all I've got is my rubbish little Lucozade story, and I could do with another couple of things to help people remember those. Stick it in the comments. Okay, red blood cells. We are interested in red blood cells because they contain a protein called hemoglobin. And it is hemoglobin that carries oxygen and carbon dioxide around our body. So the more red blood cells that we have, the more hemoglobin we have, the better we are at carrying oxygen and carbon dioxide around our body. We can get that oxygen down more to our muscles, our working muscles more efficiently, so they can exercise more effectively. And we can clear out any waste products, such as carbon dioxide in this case, and we can get that out of our system, and we can complete that cycle by breathing that carbon dioxide back out into the air. Now, you will also know or notice that I've listed carbon dioxide in brackets here, carbon monoxide, sorry, in brackets here. Now, hemoglobin will also carry carbon monoxide around your body, but we really don't want it to do that. Where do we get carbon monoxide from? Worryingly, if you have a damaged boiler in your house, it will leak carbon monoxide. So your body, rather than carrying oxygen around your body, if you breathe in carbon monoxide, will transport that around your body instead. Hemoglobin has a greater affinity for carbon monoxide than it does for oxygen. That means you, your muscles, your tissues, your brain will be oxygen starved because you won't be transporting that oxygen around your body. So a good reason to ventilate your house and make sure your boiler is serviced. So Jump Fitness, ladies and gentlemen, not just anatomy and physiology, but health and safety information as well.